Thanks for joining us for our post-match press conference in the wake of the Panthers' thrilling semi-final victory over the Melbourne Storm. We're joined by Panthers coach Ivan Cleary and their co-captain Isaah Yeo. Isaah, we'll start off with you. What's the feeling like qualifying for another grand final and your thoughts on today's game?
Yeah, obviously very excited. I think it's what we've worked for the whole season. So obviously put yourself in a position to be in another one. It's obviously something we're obviously very proud of, but we understand there's one more to go. So that's been our goal. I think there's only probably a few teams that each year realistically can say that they're going to be a chance of a grand final, and I think we're definitely one of those this year. So we've put ourselves in a good spot. And then obviously the game, I thought we probably won it off the back of our defence again, similar to last week. I thought we forced errors throughout the game that they probably hadn't made for most of the year. So that was pleasing. And I thought our attack was good. We wanted to move them around for the most part, and I thought we did that.
And Ivan, for you, your emotions, how are you feeling? Excited, relieved? What is it?
Pretty tired, actually, I must say. Yeah, I think I'm more tired than the players. And I'm probably all of that. Yeah, another absorbing game. But obviously to get in the grand final, another grand final, it's just so hard to get there. There's just so much work that goes into it. So super proud of the boys today. It was very courageous. Some of the try saves we've come up with were just amazing. And it's not just the players, it's all the staff, and not just the staff here, but some staff that are back at home, and members, fans, our whole community. It's a great achievement, but we know the pain of losing. So we're certainly going to be sitting back enjoying the week, looking forward to putting in another great performance next week.
And all three of your finals matches have been tough arm wrestles, grinding affairs. How proud have you been of the defensive resolve this side's shown?
Yeah, extremely. We put a lot of work into it. I mean, a couple of years ago when we sort of, we kind of sat down, we really wanted to make this team and this club a genuine top 4 team or a premiership threat. Defence is historically you can't do it without really strong defence. So it's been I guess the foundation of what we do. We spend a lot of time on it. We really value it, and it's certainly helped us in the last few weeks.
Just open it up now for questions.
Ivan, you mentioned the pain of losing, especially to the Storm last year. Did that have a motivating factor with Melbourne in particular today? And also, the talk that no one gave you a chance, really?
Well, firstly, on the talk, that's not really, we don't really worry about that. We feel like we've played, pretty consistently, not just this year, probably 2 years. So always feel like we know how to win games. As for the Storm, without a doubt, there's some motivation there for sure. Not just because of last year or whatever, because they're the best. So, every time you play the Storm, it's a huge challenge, and it's an absolute honour and an achievement to beat them. So.
Ivan, obviously Nathan was put on report. Did you think there was anything in that?
No.
You'd be right to go?
I think so, yes.
What's the overwhelming emotion, Ivan, with the players? They had a meeting, a little group huddle there after the game. It's such a relief to beat the Storm, as you said, but it's not the grand final yet, is it?
Yeah, probably Yowie should answer that. He was the one driving it. Just don't tell him too much, mate.
Yeah. Obviously giving them a rap to obviously getting to this point, but we understand that our aim for the whole season, ever since we were back late December, early January, was to win the comp. So obviously enjoy the moment. No doubt, like Ivan said, it's extremely hard to get here, but understand we're here to win the grand final, and there's still one more to go. So that was the thing. I obviously want to be happy with the performance and obviously getting there, but obviously there's still a big 80 minutes to go next week.
Isaiah, how far has this team sort of come in terms of the last 12 months, in terms of standing up in those big moments and making themselves count?
Yeah, there's been improvement, I thought, last year. I thought, for the most part, I think we stood up in big moments. It was obviously disappointing with the grand final loss, but you've got to win big games to get there as well. So I guess you're standing up in those moments. Grand final is disappointing, but then at the same time, I guess the growth this year is we've had so many players play Origin. So that helps. It's another season for a lot of players that have only been playing for 1 or 2 years. So I guess that sort of brings confidence as well. And yeah, look, it's been a fun year so far. But like I said, it's fun to go.
Can you Jerome Law looked pretty sort of affected with that knock. Can you sort of tell us how he came through the HIA?
Yes, he was fine. Yeah.
He was fine.
Yeah.
What about James Fisher-Harris? Ivan looked like he was really battling with that knee for most of the game there.
Yeah, he actually took that into the game, but yeah, it was a bit of a funny one. I'm not too sure. He was like Lazarus. He just kept getting up and going on. So I guess for a little bit, it feels a bit like that. So yeah, obviously we'll have to check it out. And yeah, I'm sure it'd be hard to keep him out there.
Is that a concern with Leota, but as well? What's he like for next week?
Yeah, well, yeah, we aren't a squad that's running around with no injuries. So yeah, it's just how it is. But we battle on. So as I said, I was super proud of the boys, and it's just kind of the path we've taken pretty much the whole second half of the year, really. So, but I'm not going to tell them they can't win.
There's obviously carrying injury as well. Adam Reynolds, he had a bit of an injury, carrying an injury yesterday. I guess how much of an input does he have in the squad and make a difference?
Well, yeah, it makes a huge difference. He's a big part of their team, obviously. So, I mean, looked like he finished the game okay. So, yeah.
Are you looking forward to coming up against Souths, obviously, after what happened with the game up in Townsville?
Oh, we're happy to play anyone, in a grand final. But yeah, we've had quite a few games against each other, and yeah, recently too. So yeah, I think we probably both know each other pretty well. So it's just about who's going to be the best team on the day. We feel like didn't bring our best that first week. Credit to South, they were too good that night. So yeah, see who's the better team next week.
The lead up to the last game, you and Wayne sort of engaged in some comments off the field. Do you sort of feel the same way?
Yeah, about what?
About the issue, and talking to the refs. And
yeah, well, I didn't get engaged with Wayne, but no, I'm not going to be doing that.
Do you feel, Isaiah, you were probably the player targeted in terms of the kick blocking and stuff like that. Do you feel like you're unfairly sort of singled out or anything like that?
No, I think if you looked at every single game over the whole year, it's in there. So I'm in the middle of the field, so yeah, we're working within the rules. So there's a lot of fuss made up of it. Yeah. Anyway, done now.
Was it a distraction last time, Ivan? Like you said, you probably weren't happy that you got involved with it. Was it a distraction for the players?
I don't think so. No, not I wish so. I mean, Wayne's the best. He's the best coach, probably of all time. Certainly in my memory. Yeah, and so I'll be doing what I'm good at and staying in the background this week.
What about lessons learned from last year? Is there anything you look back on and you picked up for this year?
Yeah, I mean, the week's probably going to be different. Last week, just because of being in the bubble back in Sydney, there wasn't a lot of, commitments really. Whereas probably a few more this year, which is really cool. Actually, I'm really happy that the boys get to do a little bit of that. Grand final fanfare and stuff this week. So I think it's important to enjoy that. In terms of the game itself, yeah, there was some things we learnt. But I think that's we've learnt that through these final series too. Last year was very new for us in many ways. As Yowie said, I think all the little experiences we're getting will help us again next week.
Isaiah, sorry, Nathan, I believe is leading the Dally M race at the cut-off point going into Monday. There's a certain Manly winger who is hunting him down. Do you reckon he might be able to hold on and make it a double win for you guys this weekend?
Yeah, fingers crossed. It'd be nice to be jaded. I don't know what games did he miss. I'm not sure, but yeah, look, he's in the lead at the minute. So, I thought he was very unlucky last year, and then he'd be very unlucky this year if he was to get pipped again because of that shoulder. So, look, I think our group sees him as the best player in the competition. That's what I certainly believe. But whether he gets that Dally M, not quite sure just yet.
Ivan, so much was made of the week off. Last week you said you guys were battle hardened, and that maybe was an advantage for you guys this afternoon. Do you feel like you carry some good momentum now into the grand final, coming off two really really good wins?
Yeah. Well, we're even more battle hardened now. But I guess we'll find out next week. I guess how much juice that takes out of you. I think I have said before, our boys we're a young team. They never seem to be lacking energy. So I'm pretty confident in that. We put in another scrap, or we'll stand up. So, but it's another game, it's totally different circumstances. So, we'll see how that one goes. But I think we'll be ready.
Tavita Pangai received some treatment behind the goalpost there. Is he okay?
I'm not sure yet. Yeah, he's got something. So we'll just tidy him all up in the morning and then see how we're looking. But we'll get 17 blokes, whoever they are, will be out there doing their best for the club next week.
Is it a knee issue? Was it a knee?
I believe so. Yeah.
Ivan, you spoke about last year at this point and sort of, maybe boys not having the experience to sort of, get the job done. What's the biggest thing you noticed reflecting on last year at this exact point? What's been the biggest difference?
Yeah, we hadn't lost a game for like 4 months, I think, this time last year. So it was sort of like pretty plain sailing, really. Some tight games in the finals. But yeah, so we've had we kind of injuries were pretty good to us last year. We had a lot of cohesion and momentum throughout the year. This year's been completely different. Yeah, so I feel like we've learned to handle adversity a bit better, and it may not all be the prettiest stuff sometimes, but we still manage to find ways to win games, and I'm hoping that's going to keep us in good stead for next week.
We might just go to the fan questions and wrap it up for you guys. Isaiah, what would you say the highlight of today's game was?
I don't know.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that was nice.
The first try was pretty good.
Yeah, that was probably my next one. The first try, we sort of spoken about that during the week. We thought if we got the look we wanted, we'd have a crack at it. And for obviously you work on it all week and then to pull it off in a big game like that. Nathan obviously pulling out just a wonderful kick. He practiced it during the week, so that was nice. And then obviously the final siren was pleasing too, because we're under the pump there I think we dropped the ball and gave away a penalty, so it was a bit like last week under the pump there to finish the game, but it was nice.
And Ivan, your fan question is, what was your key message to the players at halftime?
Oh, God. Hold the ball, tackle. Yeah. It's just pretty much exactly the same as what we went in there. I felt that we let them off a few times where we get ourselves in good position and we just couldn't, So I think we went into the halftime completing out of the last 6 sets, we only completed 2, and it took a couple of risks we didn't need to. I thought so. Yeah, and just to start the second half well. That's about it.
Just on the Cleary kick for the first try, what did you identify in that? Like you said that you practiced at a training. Is there something you spotted as to why that would have worked?
Yeah, we stole it off the Roosters. Yeah.
Teddy kicked it.
Yeah, they scored a try in maybe round 7 or something, late in the game, down in Melbourne. So yeah. Sometimes you can, sometimes that kind of stuff works. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you don't even use it. But today, to the boys' credit, they had the courage to do it, and executed it well.
Have you had that up your sleeve since round 7? Like, did you see it and think, when you get the chance, we're going to use it against them, or was it something you picked up in video more recently?
No, I was actually watching that game, so I remember it well. So yeah.
Beautiful.
Thanks. Cheers.